So today we are going to talk about strings. More introduction to strings, like what we can do in strings. So the first thing that I want to tell you is a string is a sequence. A string is a sequence of character, and you can access the characters one at a time with the bracket operator. So what I mean to say by the bracket operator is I'll show you over here. So you can open your terminal or command prompt or idle and activate your Python 3. So suppose I have a variable x, and in it I'm having um, the value of banana, and if I then what I can do is I can make another variable letter, which is going to be x, and here we are going to have square brackets and 1, and then see what happens. So what I mean is that we can take out small letters from a word if we want to take them out. And then another interesting thing that we have in strings is using a len. So len is a built-in function inside a Python, which and it returns the number of characters in a string. So suppose we take that first variable only, x is equal to banana, right? And when I do len of x, then it will give me 6. That means it has 5, 6. So here we see it has 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 words, sorry, 6 alphabets. So that's why we are having the len count to be 6. And you can use it to find the length of your what you can see the length of the word. So like here I have an example of length, and length is going to be equal to um, len of x. All right, and now we can say that the last um, let me make a variable last, and it is going to be equal to x, and here we are going to put in length. If you are not understanding, then I'll explain you shortly what this means. So here we are having x, which is banana, and the len of x is 6, and now we are going to print last. That means we are now going to print the sixth last word of the x, and when we do it we have a traceback. And I knew that this will happen. I just wanted to see that if you can guess if I'm going wrong or not. I'll give you 5 seconds to figure out what went wrong over here. Okay, so here I told you that it starts with 0, so that's why it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the highest we can go is 5, but the length is 6. So if length is 6, then then the value of x in 6 will be beyond the range. So that's why it says it. We are having that name length. So oh well, I explained the wrong thing. Actually, I typed in wrong spelling. I just spelled it incorrectly, the variable which I made. Yeah. So now we are having the right index error, which I wanted to show you, and I already explained it. So basically here it is saying string index out of range. Okay. So this means that actually I explained it so you know what it means. So if you want to correct it, we'll just add a -1 to it. And now when we'll print last, then we'll have A, which was the last part of the alphabet of the word. So now coming on to another interesting thing about strings, that is a transversal through a string with a loop. So basically that is like going through with a string in a loop. So let me just type in over here. So suppose I have index variable which is equal to 0, and I add a while uh, condition here. So while index is going to be less than len of mm, len of fruit, sorry, len of x. So and then we're going to start it. And so here what we are doing is we know that x value is banana and len is going to be 6. And then okay, I'll explain you later. First I'll just um, I'll give an heading. I'll name another variable letter over here, which is going to be equal to x, and here we're going to type in index. Okay, and then in the next line we are going to print letter, and then what we are going to do is we're going to go with index is equal to index plus 1. So what here we are doing in this loop is index is 0, and we are saying that when index is smaller than 6, because len of x is 6, so when index is smaller than 6, then letter is going to be x of index. So that means that if index is going to be 1, like suppose the index is 0, so b will be printed out, then x, then in fruit the 0 value will be b, so the letter will be printed out b, and like this, then 0 plus 1, so it will be 1, and here 1 will be there which is smaller than 6, and this loop will run again and again until the value will be 5 over here, and then it will become 5 plus 1, 6 over, and when it will come again, then we'll just get over it. So when I run it, we have B and A banana. So which was our variable name. So it was like something fun which we had over here, and then but it was like we went off topic here because it's not something very important, but it was something that I wanted to show you guys. But one important thing in string is string slices. So basically a segment of a string is called a slice, alright? And selecting a slice is similar to selecting a character. So let me give you guys an example for here. So suppose I have S, which is going to be equal to Daiwik codes, right? And then I'm going to print over here S, but now I'll put a square bracket over here, and I'll put in 0 0:5. All right. So what this will do is that it is saying the 0 is this part, so D A I W I. So 0 1 2 3 4. Actually, if you are thinking that it's 5, it is saying here, so that means it will print out Daiwik, then you are incorrect, because it is saying that it is in inside this range, so it will print DAI wi. So instead of 5, we need to put a 6 over here, and when we'll run it, then we have Daiwik. And if you are thinking that you want to put in the ratio 0 to 7, so if you're thinking that Daiwik and then C will come, then that is also incorrect, because here the space also takes one character. All right, so the space will come, but it will not be visible. And so let's take the x example again. So we know that x is equal to banana, right? So if I'll go with x, and here I'm going to go with the square bracket and ratio 3, close it. So here we are getting ban. So we are getting ban out of the ban ana. So we are missing ana. So what here we are doing is we are saying that um, you know banana, and take the first three parts of the banana, and if we put this ratio behind uh, 3, then it will give us ana. So it is like we are saying that start from the starting, and from the end, leave the last three ones, and then take what's left in the behind, in the between. All right, and then we also have another interesting topic, which is um, not an interesting topic, but I'll say an interesting fact. So basically, what this fact is that strings are immutable, and immutable means that they cannot be changed. Um, so the best you can do is create a new string that is a variation of the original string. So suppose I have um, a variable called greeting, which is equal to hi, right? And now we are having a variable called new greeting, which is equal to mm, j. What can I type in? Yeah, I'll type in j only. J plus greeting, and here I'm going to put in one ratio. So here what I'm doing is I'm saying that new greeting is going to be equal to j plus greeting, and after later or after the word. What I think is I need to reassign this greeting as well, because I think it is small. It is a small variable. So I'll type in a hello world. Yeah, it's big enough. And here comes this value which we had over here. And now when I will print new greeting, then we'll have Jello world. And that's nice, right? So what we did over here was uh, so the main purpose of this example was to tell you that strings are immutable. That means the strings cannot be changed. So if I wanted to change this greeting directly, like so I'm having this greeting which is hello world. If I want to change this hello world into Jello world, then I cannot do it with the same greeting. Okay, I cannot change this now. Like I can give another value to the variable, but what I did over here is that I replaced this I did I with this I ignored the first h, because it is like after one, so that's why I ignored this h and I took everything from here, and we added j to it, but in a new variable, and made a new string which is Jello world. And basically, the main purpose of this example was to tell you that strings are immutable, but I hope that you understand it when someone says like this that strings are immutable, and you get it. Oh yeah, strings cannot be changed. And it's a small example that you can tell anyone to or show anyone to explain that how or why they are immutable. And then another interesting thing in strings is looping and counting. Yeah. So the following program, so I'm going to write a program that counts the number of times a letter A. Okay, suppose a letter A appears in a string, right? So I'll just we have X, which is equal to banana. I'm just going to type it over here so that you have a reference, right? And this is a variable. And now I'm going to make another variable, which is count is equal to 0. All right, and going to add a for loop here. So letter for letter in for letter in X, I want, and here I'm going to add a if statement. All right, if letter is equal to or gives the value of A. Oh, I did not put indentation over there. Yeah, and now what I want to do over here is I want to put in count, which is going to be equal to count plus 1, and then I'm going to print count. So what we are doing over here, that we had count which is equal to 0 and X is banana. So for letter we know is 6. So for letter in X is banana, is going to, if letter is equal to A. So if letter is A, then we are going to add count plus 1. All right. So when we run this, oh yeah. Well, these are the problems which you face when you are making some code in these places. Yep, makes sense. And I'm going to print it over here. Yeah, it's a bit old school to use it like this, but you don't want to use Visual Studio Code for such small things. So here we are having 3. All right. So this is like how many times A comes in a word banana. So in a lot of errors. My God. So banana, here we have A 1, 2, 3, 3 times. So what we did over here, we also got A 3 times. So we are looping again and again in X. So we say, okay, we have B. Is B is equal to A? No. Go back. A. Is A equal to A? Yes. Then we are equal to 1. All right. Then 1. And then we are going back again, and we have N, and then we come back up again, and then we have A again, and then we count it, and then we have N again, and we go back up again, and then we have again A, and then our total value comes to 3. So this is how looping works in strings. And then here you can see I used in for letter in X. So let's talk more about the in operator separately, right? So suppose I have A. If I type A in banana, all right, then what will happen? Yeah, it is a Boolean statement. Booleans, let me explain you what is Boolean. Boolean means a true or false statement. To be brief, or a brief or small explanation of what a Boolean. So it is like a true or false statement. So here is A in. So we are saying that is A in banana. Then it is saying true. And suppose if I type in is Davik. Is Davik in um what shall I type? Is Davik in banana? Uh, is Davik in car? Well, then it is saying false because we don't have the matching things over here. Okay, but what we can do over here, some fun thing, we can take a rat in cart. Then also it's false. So this was a trick question. I wanted you to think that we are having A, R, and T. So I think that some of you might have thought that it would be true because we have, but here the sequence also counts. Okay, because in string we need to take care of the sequence. Sequence means a lot. And now let's go more down and I say we should talk about mm, string comparisons. All right. So the comparison operator work on string as well. So um, then what example shall I take? Okay, so if I type in um, if I type if or I type in ID if x is equal to banana, and I'm going to start over here. Then we are going to okay, I forgot indentation. Yeah, I remembered. Thank God. Or else I need to would have to type it again. Then we are going to type in over. All right, all right, and let me close it over here. So yeah, x is equal to banana. So we know that x variable is equal to banana, and here we are cross-checking it that is it equal to banana. All right. So and you can use greater than or less than symbols also in it, and it is fun. And but Python does not handle uppercase and lowercase letters in the same way that people do. So one thing that is very important is all the uppercase letters come before all the lowercase letters. So if you are typing in a capital A um, and a small a, then the capital A will be smaller than a small a. And I have a reason for that. So it's a fun thing that you should know. So when Python was newly released in the olden times, then there were only capital words, alphabets. You might be thinking, what? Only capital alphabets? Yeah, there were only capital alphabets. People did not have small alphabets. That's why small alphabets they are ranked. They came later on, so that's why their rank number is more than the larger alphabets because they came earlier. And I think it would look great with all the large letters. But yeah, having both large and small letters, um, it brings in problems like syntax errors, right? Like we put a capital P in print. I don't think it would be a problem when we don't have a small p, right? Okay, so that was a fun fact. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.